This is the all-new Community Connection. I'm your host, Jade Harr, keeping you connected to our community. Connections to Success is teaming up with Missouri Style Week this year in an amazing collaboration. It makes perfect sense to me. I am joined by Scylla, a former board member, actually, of Connections to Success, heading up Missouri Style Week this year, and founder of Gazelle Magazine. And I am joined by Janita of Connections to Success. Hello.
Hello. How are you?
I am fantastic. Thank you both ladies for being here today.
It's a pleasure.
So let's talk about it. Let's talk about the magazine. How are things going? I see you everywhere. It's looking good.
Thank you so much. Things are going really well. We have so many stories that are inspirational.
Yep.
Just being on the board of Connections, you meet amazing women and just get inspired in whatever you do after that to do something to help.
Yes, Celia.
So it's growing exponentially.
Yes, Celia. And you are making tremendous impact with us here in our community.
Thank you. You know, everything I do is really from the heart and everything just happens organically. I'm happy that I can be a positive influence and hopefully impact somebody's life.
Yes, absolutely. And you do. So talk about Missouri Style Week this year.
It's a big deal. This is the third year that we've been in existence. And for the first time, we have one show in Columbia, Missouri next Wednesday. Then we bring the show back to St. Louis on Friday and Saturday at Westport Plaza. We have local, national, regional, and international designers as well. So it's a wonderful showcase of the world-class talent that comes to Missouri for the event, and we're able to show, you know, some of the greatness that our state has to offer when it comes to fashion.
Yes, indeed. So this year, let's talk about your partnership with Connections to Success.
We've partnered over the years, and everything just works out really well because our missions are similar. We want to help people. We want to help women. We want to empower. And so giving Connections to Success a platform to be able to share what their mission is at Missouri Style Week, to be able to get on stage and talk to an audience that may not be familiar with their services is wonderful because everybody passes information along, and ultimately it's to help our community.
Mm-hmm. Talk about some of the stylists and the showcases that you're going to be featuring this year.
We have amazing designers. You know, from St. Louis, we have Nashali Ortiz, and we also have Celia Davenport, who's actually the head of AMSO's theater department. She does a lot of things in theater, but has a passion for design. Mm-hmm. So everybody gets to see her work on major productions. And this is the first time that she's showing a collection of what she went to school for. So we're really excited about that. Nashali is not just a designer. She's an educator who's worked with Calvin Klein and some major designers globally. So they are right here in St. Louis, and this is a way to expose them to the entire community. We've also partnered with our 3 universities, Stevens College in Columbia, Missouri State. You know, there's always an educational component to everything that we do. So it's just not a showcase of beautiful design. We want to help designers. So we have graduating designers that through the things that they do with us go on to do great things. Absolutely.
Now, you mentioned Stevens College, so there's also an extra special touch there for young women.
There really is. And, you know, Stevens College is all about empowering young women to go and live their best lives. They have a great program, and we are happy to be able to work with them for the first time this year.
Mm-hmm. Now, this is also a very diverse cultural showcase.
It's very, very diverse. And, you know, it just speaks to the team that we have. It just naturally happens to be diverse. There's no effort to make it that way. We are very open-minded as far as connecting with people that are just not even just racially from a different background,
That's
but
right.
culturally, socially. So it's a group of people with similar interests, which is what, you know, humanity is about, that come together and create an amazing event.
It is going to be amazing. Now, how will this differ? Because the past 2 years were pretty awesome anyway.
We loved the past 2 years. We've moved to Westport Plaza this time. It's outdoors on the pavilion. And so we have the luxury, too, of tapping into all the restaurants and their clientele to be able to reach a new audience as well. But the space is just so much better and larger as far as keeping up with the growth that we are having.
Mm-hmm.
So we're excited.
Talk about that growth. How much have you grown?
We have grown exponentially as a brand. We have people who contact us from New York, Los Angeles. You know, we have designers coming in from Puerto Rico and Venezuela. So as a brand, what we are trying to do here is spreading, and that was the whole point of creating Missouri Style Week.
Sure, we're making a mark here in the Midwest where it's, you know, typically known to be either on the East or West.
That's very true. But, you know, before World War II, this region was really important when it came to design. That's why we have the garment district around the Washington Avenue area in downtown St. Louis.
Oh.
It was very thriving when it came to manufacturing and textile. So after, you know, when wars happen, the priorities change for people and how they spend their money.
Yeah.
And so what we are doing is not bringing something new. We are recreating what has historically been a strong component of our culture here in the Midwest.
Absolutely. Reviving it in your very special way.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So, Janita,
Yes, ma'am.
this is a big deal, girl.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
It is.
The third year back with the Missouri Style Week here. What does this mean for Connections to Success?
Well, specifically Connections to Success has a wonderful opportunity to showcase one of our social enterprises, Mystique Boutique.
Mm-hmm.
And the boutique is actually on a tractor trailer, but you walk inside and you would think you are walking into this wonderful store. Specifically, we have upscale women's clothing, a large selection at a very discounted price. So, for instance, we have some beautiful Kate Spade dresses that are gently used for $50 a piece.
Yeah.
So all of these different types of dresses, purses, blouses, everything that's there is a way in which to not only make your wardrobe a little bit spicier and a little bit more upscale, but at the same time, you're empowering individuals to break that cycle of poverty by funding our programs, because all of that money goes right back into Connections.
Well, share with our listeners, because I already know, and you guys are very close to my heart, about the programs and Connections to Success and what you do for empowering people.
Well, what we do is we really focus on the child. We are a child-centered model, and in order to do that, we stabilize the parental figures in order to really make sure that that child no longer experiences poverty. So by doing that, we provide hope, we provide the resources they need in order to move ahead, and we actually create a plan with them. So all of that incorporates into our personal and professional development class. That's a 4-week program. And it also is able to then move on with that individual once they get a great job to really get to that next level and get to a living wage. It's really important that whenever we're looking at an individual that is looking at a job that comes in at maybe minimum wage or a little bit higher, but that's not sufficient for them to truly get off of any type of assistance. So what we want to do is really empower that individual and give them the tools that they need in order to go ahead and no longer need assistance, but then even more so empower somebody else to do that as well.
Well, take us through, because, I mean, your name says it all, Connections to Success. And I've heard some tremendous success stories personally, but take us through a success story that really illustrates how you provide that hope, those resources, and a plan.
Well, one of the things that we did is there was a woman, and she specifically came through our personal and professional development class in the beginning of the year. And she was a single mother. She had 5 children. She lived in North County City area, and she came to us specifically looking for direction. She's always had a waitressing job, and she was okay with that, but it really didn't fit in well with her children's schedules, and she wanted to be there more for them. And what we want to do is simply help an individual like that to really know that we're here to support you. So she went through our personal and professional development class. The first day, she said, I don't do really well with crowds. By the end of the first week, she felt so empowered. She actually was volunteering to speak at our power lunch, which is a great way to come and learn more about Connections from individuals from the outside. She spoke about her story and what Connections really gave her hope with. By the end of that 4 weeks, she was on a path to really make some changes in her life. We saw the potential in her, so we actually offered her a transitional position as our front office receptionist. She had never worked in a office-like setting before, but she was willing to learn, and that's all we wanted. So we have been sitting with her and making sure that she learns everything from computer databases to just general customer service in more of a reception-like setting. And she then told us that, you know what, I don't have my GED, so I don't know if you want me for this position. And we said, nope, that's the reason why we want you even more. Yeah. So she's actually taking time while she's at a receptionist on her lunch hour to work with her mentor to actually be mentored and tutored to get her GED, and she will have her GED by the end of the month.
Amazing. Celia, when you hear that, what does that make you feel?
I love it. This is what, we should leave a legacy when we leave this earth, and Connections is doing a really good job of empowering women to be able to leave legacies for their families. And from a personal level, they connected me with Eden Whitson, who was a volunteer on the Mystique Boutique at the time. Well, Eden, with a growing company like ours, is now our online content manager and writes style articles for the magazine. And she's a recent graduate, so it has been so wonderful to be able to get help from Connections by helping them as well to give opportunities to people that they work with.
Yes, this is how we see it come full circle. So wonderful. Well, Missouri Style Week is a high-profile showcase of established and emerging regional designers who work alongside some of the most talented national and global talent to produce a style festival with a focus on community as well as design as an art form. It's sure to be a show you will not want to miss. This is the third year of partnership for Connections to Success. Celia used to be a board member for Connections, and this is a chance to shop the Mystique Boutique on Friday, August 28th. Boutique opens at Westport from 12 to 3 on Friday and from 5 to 8. You can shop the large selection of upscale women's clothing, and the funds go directly to Connections to Success programs, of which we just heard about, really do help make those connections to success all the way through to a plan. Dress for Success Midwest interview attire boutiques are clothing that help the interviewers look great when they go for their jobs, and also to the additional programs with Connections to Success. They are also in need. This is something that we can help with on an ongoing basis. Janita, tell us a little bit more about the ongoing need.
So one of the things that an individual can do if they're really looking to serve the community is to know that we have so many touch points. So for instance, if an individual would love to have that fashion sense and really utilize it to the utmost potential, we're in need of personal shoppers. So we actually have a boutique in which you can suit men or women, one or the other, whatever you feel most comfortable with, and you can actually style them in their own interview attire. So cool. And all of that is free to our participants. And you're able to really empower someone while still using your fashion sense, which is really neat.
Super cool.
We also have a way to volunteer in other capacities. You could be a mentor. You could actually volunteer as a mock interviewer. And you honestly could hold something at your own organization, like a suit drive, in order to really be able to stock our boutique to be able to serve these individuals. And then finally, we have simply our tax credit program. Everything that you donate, cash donations valued up to 50% of that donation can be seen as a tax credit. So if you would like to, you could call Marcy Bursack at number 314-803-3334 to get more information about that. Or call Tara Serback at 618-580-6212 in order to hold a suit drive or become a personal shopper. You can also purchase your tickets for Missouri Style Week at Connections to Success by buying tickets online by bit.ly/Mo Style Week.
So that's bit.ly/Mo Style Week.
Yes, ma'am.
For Missouri Style Week. Scylla, anything more you want to leave with our listeners? What's coming up in the next edition of Gazelle?
Our current issue, which hits newsstands next week, is the style issue. So we're excited. We have a lot of things that relate to the ordinary woman related to style. Yes. The issue after that in October, we're excited about it. It's our breast cancer issue. So we are really wanting to empower women to be able to tell their stories of survival or overcoming, or even just how they are dealing with circumstances after losing a loved one to cancer. So you can always shoot us an email with an amazing story to info at GazelleSTL.com. And we would love to tell your story.
I need to refer somebody to you. There are tremendous stories. Look at you, really using your medium to make an impact, but also thrill us each time we get an edition.
Thank you.
I certainly appreciate you both. Janita with the Connections to Success Partnership, and Scylla, Missouri Style Week and Gazelle Magazine. Thank you both so very much.
You're so welcome.
All right, that's it for this week. If you have questions or comments or have something you'd like to include in the community calendar, you can leave a message on our message box at 314-333-8369, 314-333-8369. And for more information about our show or any of our guests, you can visit us online and listen to the podcasts at Spreaker.com. That's Spreaker.com. And search Community Connection with Jade Harrell. You all be blessed, do blessed, and take care.